my friend Tony, he said he seen me fall. He said that when I fell, he said I landed on both feet, and I crouched right down. He said I just went right back, landed on my back. Dave, yeah, he lives in Copton. He's the one that said, you know, he said the only way you're gonna quit using that slide board is just to throw it away. He said then you don't have nothing. Then you gotta do it. And so that's what I did.
Well, it broke on us.
No, me and my son were flying to Florida to meet Danielle, and we got to the airport, and I had my slide board with me. Like I just carried with me everywhere, and then we got off the plane, forgot the slide board in the plane, because I thought the stewardess was bringing it, but she never. And Danielle got there, and she rushed back to try and get it, but it was gone, so never ever had to use it after that. Like I just did, like what that Dave said, if you don't have it, then you gotta do without. When I get like that, like, I just want to be alone. Like I don't want to talk to anyone, I don't want to see anybody. And then I just gotta think about like all the stuff, like, because Danielle always told me, like, think about all the stuff that you have, you know. That's what I lay there and I just think about that, you know. And it just helps me to come back to start over. That's what I feel like, I'm starting back over again from that very first day, you know, when I got hurt. And that's what I feel, and then I gotta bring myself back up to where I was again. And that's the only way I do it.
They used to be mad for a long time, and it took him twice as long to get over it. And then he would be mad at things he'd done or mad at things he said, and now it's not as long, and it don't take as long to get over it. Like, I think as a spouse, I just learned to be like, you know, at the beginning it was hard, you know, when he said, I don't want to be here no more, you know, he would say, go, just leave me. And I was like, I ain't leaving you. I have one person in particular that I feel I've helped and I've connected with them, and I think that just that feeling of not being alone is something. When you don't feel like we felt all alone, that we weren't the only people who have ever had a spinal cord injury in their family, but we sure felt like we were the only ones. And there's a ton of, because on the reserve we don't have bylaws either, so not every place has to be wheelchair accessible, and you know, a lot of people aren't, you know, they park in the wheelchair spots. They, you know, they don't, there's no empathy, I guess, for that. We have the Shrigan Speedway, the Shrigan Speedway on the reserve. It's a great track. I don't know if you've been there, but Glenn Sires has a nice track there. And it's a dirt track, and it was all the black rock, like the big rock and everything. And he went out of his way to put asphalt down in that area so that it was easier for the guys in the wheelchairs to get around. And you know, one guy said, oh, it's probably revenue. He just wants the revenue. And we said, well, it can't be, because there's only a handful of guys that go in a wheelchair, and he doesn't charge them anything to get in. So, you know, he's one person that has made a big impact, and I hope that people follow suit. My husband went back to coaching the girls' baseball team after his injury. 8 months post-injury, he went back to being the coach. And we made a call over to the Parks and Recs Club on the reserve, and I said, you know, it's a little bit difficult for my husband to get from the parking lot to the ball diamond, and he's the coach. And so she said, give us a couple weeks, and in a couple weeks they had poured asphalt on either side of the horse track, and made it an inclination so that he could get to the, and it's not just for him, there's a lot of grandparents who have walkers, but our community's slowly coming together, but I think it takes, it's sad to say, but it takes somebody in your family to go through it before you realize what's going on. Now that the community has helped, like it's just, the feeling of giving back. It's completing that circle and helping somebody else.
Well, no limits to me is trying to do everything the best you can. That's what it means to me. And that's what I try. Sure, it's tough, but you still gotta do it, right? You just can't lay down, you know, and roll over. You gotta get out there and try your best at everything.
To me, no limits is just that. There is no limit on what you can do. Prior to Wayne being hurt, we didn't do family vacations. You know, we might have went to Wonderland or took the kids here and there, but we didn't do family vacations. And since he's been hurt, we didn't put a closing line or a deadline on anything. We just did. So we've gone to taken the kids to Disney and Universal, and we've taken them to the parks in Florida. We've gone to California, took our girls dancing, and to Disney there. We've gone to Miami Beach for the weekend, and we've gone to Myrtle Beach a couple times. So there is no limit. It's a little bit harder to get there as far as, you know, it's a little bit more work. We have to make sure there's a roll-in shower. A lot of times you call and they say, yeah, it's wheelchair accessible, and we get there and it's not. So it takes a little bit of planning, a little bit more planning to do, but there's no limitation on what we can do as a family or a couple. He's learning his culture and doing what he wanted to do, and I think Wayne couldn't have said it better when he said, whatever I'm meant to do in this lifetime can be done from my chair, or otherwise I wouldn't be in it right now. No limits.